The promises we make to ourselves are probably the most important ones we make. Hey there, it's Martin, hope you're well. Out for a walk. Apt, because what's prompted this video was somebody saying, I'm going for a walk. So what is this all about? The promises that we make to ourselves, the commitments we make to ourselves, the intentions we make. I did a post recently. I set myself a 50 challenge. It was 50 consecutive days of exercise, working out, rehab. And one of the kind of unexpected results from that, yep, all the health benefits, brilliant, but one of the things I was most proud of was following through on that promise, on that commitment. 50 days it's a lot every day. And following through was the highlight. And so this has been on my mind, and it was brought again to my mind in a very innocent conversation where somebody said to me the other day, I'm just going to pop out for a walk. There you go. I'm going to pop out for a walk. And of course you associate that with all the health benefits. It's great to get out there and look at this sky today, amazing, proper spring weather. All the health benefits, mental health, physical health, clearing the head, get out in the fresh air. So we associate that with that. So when the person said, I'm going to go for a walk, it's like, oh great, good day for it. It was a little bit like this, it was sunny. Then they paused and they said, because I've been promising myself every day this week that I'd go for a walk, and I haven't. It was in this moment, I think my brain was triggered with, promises we keep to ourselves or don't keep to ourselves. Now, nobody else knew about this person. I'm not going to embarrass them by naming them, but nobody else knew about this promise that they'd made to themselves to go for a walk. They hadn't declared it. Nobody else was involved. Only they knew. Until that moment when they said, because I made this promise to myself every day and I haven't. And this may seem very small fry, it may seem quite inconsequential. Ooh, check me out, that was a big word. Must be the fresh air. Did I get that right? But this person, every day that week, had spent some time, some energy, albeit fleeting, with this, I said I'd get out, I didn't. I said I'd go for a walk and I didn't. And with that comes a little bit of a kick in yourself, a little bit of guilt. Oh man, why didn't I find the time? Just all that kind of thing. At the end, this is small fry, right? Although we know that the health benefits over time of walking is good. But in the scheme of things, this isn't a big thing. But the point is that there was time and energy, capacity, mental capacity, emotional capacity associated with this because they didn't follow through on the thing that they promised themselves. And it got me thinking, this thing in isolation, it's great they went out and had a walk. Brilliant. But it got me thinking, how many other things in our life have we got like that? How many other promises, intentions, commitments have we made to ourselves and not followed through? One example like this may not seem much, but what if we started stacking that with, I promised myself I'd eat healthier this week, or I'd go to the gym 3 times this week, or I'd go for that run this week, I'd leave home earlier this week so that I can spend some more time with my family. promised myself that I'd have tea with my family during the week this week. I promised myself that I'd read a bedtime story to my children this week. Promised myself that I wouldn't get so stressed and out of control with work, and that then creep into home life. I promised myself that I'd see my friends this week. Promised myself I'd read that book, watch that video, watch that movie. You see, how many of these things have we got? Because I started thinking that when all those things start piling up, that's a heck of a lot of things. And there's 2 points to this. One, chances are there's way too much stuff on that list. Way too many promises, commitments and intentions. All well-meaning, but if you can't follow through on them, all those little bits, all that little bit of guilt, all that kicking yourself because you didn't do it, it builds up. So I think it's too much on the list for a start, and that's one thing, because it's kind of like your blueprint for life. You're looking at life going, well, I'd like it to be like this, and then you don't follow through and it's not like that. That's the difference between a happy life, a fulfilled life, a joyful life, and a not happy, not joyful, not fulfilled life, is the blueprint we use. We say, hey, my life, in order for me to be happy, my life looks like this, and we got 30 different things on the list, and even if we knocked off 28 of those, we'll still beat ourselves up about the 2. So it's kind of that principle. How many things have you got on your list? I mean, pause me now, go and write down how many commitments and promises have you made to yourself, just like inconsequential ones, like we just described. How many of those have you got on your list that you're not following through on? And then the second part is, what's your association with that? How personal do you then make that? Didn't do that again. Feeling guilty, feeling resentful, feeling like you're not in control of your time, not in control of your life, feeling like you're not good enough. You see, when we don't follow through and things don't go to plan like that, and we know that it really is in our control and we just haven't shown up, we start making it very personal. And our self-esteem goes down. Our confidence goes down. Our happiness, our joy, our fulfillment goes down. Because we're not keeping those promises to ourselves. Yeah, we got too many on the list to begin with, but maybe we're not keeping enough of them in the first place. So this whole thing has really got me thinking, and I would love for you to think about it too, because if you've got a, what should we call it, a serial not follow-upper, and that is not a word, I have made that up. So if you've got somebody who habitually, routinely doesn't follow up on those promises and commitments that they make to themselves, when it comes to the big stuff, and I would say that setting your boundaries so you get home, so you can spend some quality time with your family, that's a big one. A lot of people don't treat it like it's a big one, it is. But when it comes to the big stuff, when you've got to show up and commit and follow through, do you think they're more or less likely to follow through if they've just got this habit, if they've just in this routine, if they've kind of taught themselves that they don't follow through? How likely is it that they're going to follow through on the big stuff? I would argue that they're less likely to follow through than somebody who does make those promises and commitments, and maybe not 97, because that's unmanageable, but they do follow through on the things that they say they're going to do. Be that I'm going to work out, be that I'm going to eat a little healthier, be that I'm going to go with friends, be that I'm going to set my boundaries and get home on time earlier, I'm going to spend time with my family, I'm going to not be so exhausted so I can spend time with my partner, I'm going to be there at bedtime so I can read them a bedtime story or sing them a bedtime song, be there so we can have a family evening meal together. You pick. Pick the long list of things that we probably can try and commit to with good intentions and promise ourselves, but then don't follow through. Give this some serious thought. Write down all those things and then just evaluate them and go, actually, are they even reasonable in the first place? And maybe then pick 2 or 3, maybe even 1 or 2, and follow through. And just see what that does to your self-esteem. See what that does to your confidence. See what that does to your outlook on you and life. Because when it comes to the promises and commitments we make to ourselves rather than other people, we're the ones 24/7 that is with us, judging that, thinking about that, kicking ourselves about that, or indeed celebrating that. And depending on how many of those things are on the list and how many things we're following through or not following through, that can really affect our quality of life. So there you have it, my musings on my walk. Hope you like the blue sky and the green grass. A little muddy, I'll be honest. Good to get out though. Give this some thought, and I'd love to know what you think. You don't have to share your list with me or the world. It's your list. But maybe this has just helped a little bit. Maybe when you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed, or you're just feeling like, oh man, things are, maybe it's got something to do with that list. Just a thought. Until next time. See you soon.